Huskers play Creighton at 4 o'clock at Sokol Arena in Omaha tomorrow. Coach, if you'd like to make an opening statement and then take questions.
Okay, what an exciting week for us. Just in-state rivalry game tomorrow, so we're very excited about the opportunity that's in front of us, and just looking to come together and overcome the adversity of the week and continue to build on our 5-0 start.
Yeah, just when did you guys find out about Nat, and just what was her reaction and the team's reaction?
Yeah, I mean, we got confirmation just the following morning, and I think obviously just quite devastating for everybody involved. I mean, Natalie, what a start she's had to this season, and leading our team in scoring, rebounding. Just she worked really hard this offseason, coming off a Big Ten Freshman of the Year season. It would be very easy to kind of rest on that, and she came in more motivated, just coachable, just hungry, begging my coaches to, meet her at 7 a.m. tomorrow so she could get in some extra work on her perimeter shooting and ball handling skills. And I think we were really seeing that pay off. So just devastated for her, I think. But I'm so proud of the way this team has just leaned into her to support her. And we've worked really hard to create just a team culture of resilience, and to watch that kind of coming into effect right now, the way they're just wrapping their arms around her, holding hands with her, lifting her up through this, and standing by her. And I know she will do the same for the rest of our team the rest of this season.
Yeah, Allison and Kennedy both have been through very similar, if not the same, experience. How do you think that they specifically will wrap their arms around her?
Yeah, I mean, I think just from my own personal experience too, before I had been through a significant and serious knee injury myself as an athlete or as a coach, when I would hear or see somebody, like, I'd be like, oh man, that's a bummer. And now I'm like, oh, I think when you've been through the highs and lows, the peaks and valleys that come on a rehab journey, then you really know kind of the emotional roller coaster and physical highs and lows that come with it. So I think we are gonna really use Kennedy and Allison and their experiences to just help kind of find ways to continue to support Natalie through this.
There's no replacing Natalie, but how do you go about filling the void she leaves moving forward?
Well, we've worked hard to be in a position where we've got a really deep roster, and we feel that it's definitely not going to be one person that's going to be able to step in and do all the things Natalie did for us. But I think we just have kind of identified some of the things that she just she brings to what she does to bring the energy that she brings. And can I find a way to just, fill in a little bit here or there, or some possessions here, some rebounds here? How can we all just chip in and do that to honor Natalie with the way we're playing the game, and also just to continue to fill that void with the production?
Do you know when she's having surgery yet?
I don't think we've identified exactly yet what the date will be for that.
With Creighton, what way should it help that you have players that have played against Lauren Jensen and Morgan Malley before?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're incredibly familiar with their roster. They're incredibly familiar with our roster. So I think, those kinds of things, people talk all the time about rivalry games that you just throw records out the window, you throw stats out the window, you throw all of that out because, teams just there's just a different familiarity there. And so I think, certainly it helps that the personnel is familiar to a lot of our team, but we also have a healthy mix of kids like Alberta Rimdahl, who has never participated, doesn't really even know, has never played Creighton, doesn't know anything about Creighton, and is getting her first look at them yesterday on film and stuff. So there's kind of a healthy balance there that I think is great.
You mentioned healthy mix. You feel good about the ability to rotate players in there and even without Natalie?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to go into any battle without Natalie Potts, but I do feel really confident in the entire roster that we've put together. And there's times where, we're going to be able to just do some different things. We've had to adjust and tweak, and we'll continue to do that as we get used to life from here forward. But I feel so excited about the fact that we've been saying we feel like we've got our deepest roster, and now this is what we're built for.
How has Allison felt the last couple days?
Yeah, I mean, Allison is feeling good. She's feeling good. She's just day to day still right now, and we're just being a little extra cautious, but just feel good about where she's at. And I think obviously a little emotional for Allison and Kennedy, I think, because they know what that feels like to go through what Natalie's going through. But I think still the appreciation that a player like Allison has for every single day that she gets to practice and stuff. So we're going to be a little cautious, but I think right now it's just kind of day to day of when she'll be back with us.
Amy, in the full scope of your season, how important is tomorrow's game?
To be honest with you, I know everybody wants to really make this the biggest game on our schedule, but for us, every single game is important. This particular team has set consistency as one of the top 3 core values that we want to emphasize within our program. And we've had, over the last couple of years, some really big wins. And then we've had some games that we feel like have kept us out of position to accomplish our biggest goals, where maybe we've kind of stumbled a little. And so for us, it's every single day we want to go 1-0. And so from that standpoint, today's practice is as important as any practice that we'll have this year. And tomorrow's game is important as any game we'll have. But once that game is over, the next day will be the most important one. And that's really how we look at it for this particular team, is just it's the next game on our schedule. So it's a big one.
What makes Sokol such a hard environment to play in?
Well, I mean, I think they do a great job of just packing fans in there, and it'll be loud and just a great environment for women's basketball. I think that's the biggest part of it, is just, they do a great job of trying to create atmosphere in there.
During games, what are the things that lead to consistency so, you have a better chance to win the games?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for us, it's just being consistent with the balance that we get. I think there's always going to be some games where you have a little bit of an advantage inside, some games where you have a little bit of an advantage from the perimeter. But from our standpoint, I think the consistency that we want to see is just that balanced scoring and having a lot of different players contribute to what we're trying to do on both sides of the ball. The other side of things on defense is just, I think we're looking for a little more consistency with our ability to just guard and keep the ball in front of us and defend at a higher level.
Red Prince seemed pretty emotional when Natalie went down. She's connecting pretty well with the older players.
She is connecting with the older players. Natalie's been really, really outstanding this year of just one-on-one individual relationship building with the new players on our team. And she'll just randomly pop up over at the campus suites. A lot of our upperclassmen, once they move off campus, they don't go back to campus. But Natalie will pop up over there and hang out with our freshmen, and has just done a great job of connecting with all of them. So I think it was emotional, the game the other day, but I think it's part of what I'm the most proud of with this team, is just the way they care so much for each other, that they have that empathy and they can feel each other's successes and pains. And, it's part of what I just love about this group.
Coach, how important is that, just to have a group that's so connected? Maybe you don't see that on the stat sheet, but that really goes a long way off the court. And yeah, can you talk to how important that is?
Well, it's incredibly important. I've found that when players want to play for each other, that the success on the court tends to follow that. But more importantly, we spend a lot of time together on a daily basis, and when they work that hard to connect and develop relationships, and then it just makes every day, every trip, every road trip, every team meeting, every extra conditioning practice, when they come in on days off to just do recovery, and they're all, sitting around in their boots or in the cold tubs, and, like all of those moments that maybe people from the outside don't see, it just makes them just so much more enjoyable and special, and the experience for every one of the young ladies just more valuable. So it's definitely an important thing, and we just have worked hard to get it, and now we're going to protect it with everything we have.
What have you seen with Jessica in elevating her game that might be able to help you guys out in this?
Yeah, I thought she really came on strong in the second half the other day, and she had an opportunity to work through a few more mistakes, and then started to really kind of thrive. But really, since she came back from her little stint back in Australia to visit family after our postseason, and finals were over last spring, when she came back to us this summer, there's just a different level of confidence about her. I think she's in that unique situation that Petra is in right now, where she joined us in August before her freshman year, so she missed all of that summer training, and she's trying to play catch up, trying to get up to speed on all those things. And I think, last year just was finally, about halfway through kind of our conference season, started to really gain some confidence and comfortableness. And I think this year she comes in with a different level of confidence, and she's worked really hard on the things we asked her to do in the off season. So we're excited about what she brings to the table. Okay, thank you guys. Happy birthday, Amy.